Hey guys and girls, welcome back. So I managed to make it down to the last level. I'm gonna hope I don't screw this up here. I'm also level 14, as you can see. It has not been easy, but we're making it through. I really hate these things. We need an open area. Alright, come on. Oh god, damn it. Get him. Get him. Yakuza knife. What? Attack plus 6. Oh, nice. It looks like a katana. That's what I'm talking about. And there's our way out to the end of the dungeon. We got out of Phantasma. Does that mean this is the place Rakio was talking about? The place where the adults are being held?
What is this really bad smell?
This is the smell of rotting flesh.
I knew it. I didn't really care about the foul smell at first, but the further we walk, the worse it gets until it becomes unbearable. The bodies of mummified angels have been haphazardly piled up.
How cruel.
Scars cover their entire body, and their limbs are cut off, faces wrenched in pain. They must have endured unimaginable torture.
The prisoners are dead, huh? Unlike Rakiel, they must have refused to betray their brethren. So this was the fate of those who held on to their honor. These guys, or that traitor Rakiel, who made the right choice. Please stop, at least for now.
Help me! Jupiel, over there! Someone's still alive!
Among the corpses, one angel is barely breathing. After discovering this, we carefully check each body one at a time.
There are 10 survivors in all. I must find a way to save these proud comrades. Wait, hold on. Do you intend to carry all of them? Once the Devil's encircling net is complete, there will be no escape. We don't have much time. You should stop.
Hey, are you, like, saying we should just abandon them?
Jupi, you know, right? To carry 10 injured angels by yourselves before the Devils swarm in on you is impossible.
Time and manpower. We lack both. Even though I became God, do I have to abandon the lives of those in front of me again? Even if I can't really do anything about time, if we had more manpower.
Manpower? I know. Jupiel, let's get them to help us out.
Hey, Kamikaze. By them, do you mean that traitor Rakiel and the others?
That's right. There are 8 of them, and Jupiel and I make 10. That's exactly the same amount as the injured angels.
Sir Shin, but they are traitors.
But Rakiel is your childhood friend, right? Don't you honestly want to save him? Besides, they told us about this place. That proves they can still be reformed. The way we're going, Rakiel, the other children, the injured angels, none of them will survive. We must decide now.
Understood. I shall go persuade Rakiel and the others.
10 minutes later, Jupiel returns with Rakiel and the others.
I have already explained the situation to Rakiel and the others. They have agreed to cooperate. Hey! Hey! Is this really going to be all right? Rakiel, take a look at this terrible sight. The Devils will never allow angels to live. They have deceived you.
Looking at the appalling sight of their dead comrades, the child soldiers draw in deep breaths. Even that determined-looking child soldier who zapped Jupiel threw up in front of everyone.
I see. That's a good idea.
Showing them what the devils are all about should be persuasive enough, even for those naive children. This is quite educational. Giving those kids a dose of reality might get them to cooperate. However, you've forgotten one important thing. Despite the fact that they are soldiers, those traitors are only children. Though the injured angels are currently emaciated, they were strong warriors. A child couldn't possibly carry one by himself.
Good God, I can't believe I didn't realize something so simple. Such an idiot for overlooking such a fatal flaw and thinking that I could save them all.
In this case, the best you can do is have 2 kids carry 1 adult.
But if that's the case, the number of...
The time is drawing near. There are only 2 conceivable paths. One, though it would be a burden, is for everyone to carry 1 each. However, we would risk running out of time. If the enemy battalion arrives before we can escape, we will be in danger of being massacred. 2 would be for you and I to each carry 1, and have the children pair up to carry 1 for every 2 of them. Although the success rate for this plan would be higher, we will only be able to rescue 6 injured angels.
So we would have to leave 4 of them with that plan.
Sir Shin, please decide. No matter which plan you choose.
Should I put everyone at risk of being massacred to save them all? Or should I abandon 4 of them so that we can definitely succeed? I have no choice but to choose. If I hesitate in choosing, I'll just be wasting time. If I'm gonna be put in a position where I have to make a decision, then I should at least choose the path that I believe in. I'm saving all 10. I'm not leaving people behind.
It's true that it might be risky, but as long as there's a chance, I want to save everyone.
Yeah, there's a chance.
The only time such reasons are acceptable is when there's a high probability that you can save everyone. You might not realize this, but the probability of everyone being saved in this situation is extremely low. Jupi, say something. As someone who is rational, you should understand.
As Sir Shin's exclusively assigned angel, it is my position to support his decisions to the maximum degree possible.
I see. So even if God heads down the road to catastrophe, you're going to support him? My, what a splendidly faithful heart you have. You chose to go for all the marbles. Fine, I don't care what happens.
Raquiel, from this point on, you will all help us carry the injured angels. Each person must carry an injured angel. Though they have lost weight from starvation, they are still big. Will you be able to handle it?
Unable to hide their hesitation, Rakia and the others look at each other after hearing Jupiel's idea.
Understood. We will try. This is the least we can do to atone for betraying Lady Jupiel. We shall put all our effort into this.
With that, Rakia lends his shoulder to an injured angel, and the other child soldiers follow his lead. As the injured angels cling to their backs, they look like heavy crosses that the child soldiers are forced to bear for their betrayal. If we're gonna get massacred, we're gonna get massacred. By the time we finally escape from the prison camp, we're already exhausted.
Everyone, just a little more. Soon we will arrive at the rendezvous point.
Jupiel, what are you doing? You are overdue for your extraction. What is your current location?
Right now, we have just escaped from the prison camp.
Impossible! The devils have already completed their encircling net.
I am well aware. We shall handle this situation ourselves. Please withdraw from the netherworld as soon as possible.
Jupiel. Just a little longer. We shall wait until the very last moment. You must return, no matter what it takes.
So they've completed the encircling net, huh? Looks like you've run out of time. Game over.
The truth that no one dared to say. Well, Ariel said it, plain and simple.
Kamikaze, this is your last resort. Even if it's just you and Jupi, come back. As long as you borrow the power of the crystal, you can do it.
We've come this far and now you're telling me to abandon them here?
This far? Don't make me laugh. I already warned you that you wouldn't make it. This is the result of the path you've chosen. Since it has come to this, you must find a way to survive and reflect upon your decision, so that you won't make the same mistake again.
I don't want to hear a just argument from you. Everyone's still alive, you know. There's no way you'll convince me that easily.
Even so, just do it. That is the responsibility that has been forced upon you as the person who was chosen to become God.
The responsibility that's forced upon the person who's chosen to be God, huh? It's true. This is exactly the kind of situation I want to avoid. I'm suddenly seized by the impulse to start crying.
Sir Shin, the devils!
At just about the same time, Jupil shouted. First, Rakio's body, along with the injured angel he was carrying on his shoulder, dissipates. For a moment, I have no clue what's going on. By the time I realize it's a devil attack, the whole place has already become a sea of blood. The children run, their bodies explode one after another. The injured angels laugh in their madness. Everyone I tried to save, poof.
Stop it! Just please stop!
I don't remember what happened next. By the time I realize it, I've returned to Celestia with Jupil, who is completely exhausted and covered in blood. As I look down, I notice that both of my arms are also drenched in red. I'm sure it's the blood of the devils, but I can't help but imagine it being the blood of the child soldiers and the injured angels, all of whom have died. I made the wrong choice and gave them the fate of death. This is their blood splatter. And it's like every good choice is terrible.
Shin Kamikaze, you made the wrong decision. If you chose not to save all of the injured, you should have been able to save several of them. This might sound cruel, but in order to save as many lives as you can, you will sometimes also have to abandon some lives as well. As someone whose decisions impact the lives of others, you must remember that.
It's not like I asked for that kind of responsibility.
What did you say?
No. Nothing.
But there were positive results as well. The fact that you broke through the Devil's encircling net is proof of the crystal's power. You have shown me a glimpse of the ultimate weapon. This operation will go a long way in forcing our enemies to acknowledge you as God.
Long way, huh?
Thanks to you, Jupil was able to return alive and safe. As her sister, I offer you my gratitude.
No, there's no need to thank me. I don't deserve it.
Why don't you calm down a bit?
Oh, wow. It's like they don't want me to be good. Every good choice is terrible. It's like you must be evil. I think everyone needs a place where they can go to think. Though everyone's different, the places people don't often come to, like school rooftops or below the stairs, always work best for me. When it comes to Celestia, I can say that this plaza is perfect for that at night. Even though it's only been a few days since I came to Celestia, this place has already become my unofficial hangout. It's quiet. It almost feels like whatever happened in the Netherworld was all a lie. Even the quiet world that I strongly wished for only serves to increase my anxiety of the next battle. My heart rustles. Even though I thought my feelings would change, if I spent some quiet time by myself, it appears that's not gonna happen. At a time like this, I definitely want to talk to her. Now, in a time like this, I would talk to Jupil, but as I'm trying to go with
You
Ariel's
better entertain
side,
me.
we're gonna see what she has to say.
Oh, well, if it isn't Kamikaze, what are you staring off into space for?
That's not what I was doing. I was just thinking.
No matter how much you think, it's not like you can ever bring back all those people who died. What's important is to not repeat the same mistake over again. Just
Are you saying that I haven't learned from my past regrets?
you're the one who would be the best judge of that.
Ariel, I was well aware of the danger back there, but I tried to save everyone. Honestly, would it have been better to try to save less people, but with better odds of success? Even if I had to abandon 4 people?
I'm not really sure, but I believe the fact that you tried to save everyone was the right move, as a human being. In fact, if you really were able to save everyone, there's no doubt that you would have been lauded by everyone as a hero.
It's not like I want to be a hero or anything.
I know. However, the problem is your results. Results are everything, and you weren't able to yield any results this time. This time, your mission was to save the prisoners. The odds of saving everyone were only 10%. If you saw these numbers when you were making your decision, which one would you have chosen?
To tell you the truth, I don't even know. Even if the odds were only 10%, I might have still tried to save everyone regardless.
Basically, what I'm trying to convey is that even God isn't perfect. As long as it's not assured, avoid all unnecessary risks and choose the more definite choice. That is my answer as a scientist.
After saying everything she wants to say, Ariel waves goodbye and heads back to her lab. If only I had more power. I could have been able to save everyone. Even if I only had a 10% chance at the time. If only I had more power, I could have made it 100. If I really am God, I want more power. If I can't escape these no-win situations, I want to at least be able to save the people in front of me. In the past, I let my powerlessness get the better of me, but the current me can't help but seek more power. As I enter the lab, I see an unfamiliar medicine bottle on top of the desk.
Ariel, what's this?
Oh, that. I no longer need it, so I was planning to dispose of it.
Oh, is that the cure? She was researching it.
It's Puliel's.
As I gaze at the medicine with deep interest, Ariel speaks the name of the person she was planning to give the remedy to.
Huh? Puliel's medicine? I thought you didn't make it.
I never once said I didn't make it. I just said it wasn't worth researching. After all, its creation was far too easy. I was excited, since I heard there was no cure. But it was so easy, it was a real letdown. Was the medical specialist really that incompetent? Or was it because I'm too much of a genius?
She just ran out of time.
Obviously, it's the latter.
Then why didn't you give it to her?
I went to give it to her. After all, I figured I didn't have a moment to lose. So I took it to her right after it was completed. However, when I brought the remedy to Puliel, do you know what
she didn't want it.
If I must take medicine that was prepared by a devil, for the sake of my honor,
What?
I would rather choose death. So that's why I didn't give it to her. I couldn't give it to her.
That's...
Such a strange thing, huh? No matter who made it, medicine
Wow.
is medicine. I don't really understand the reasoning of angels.
But if that's
So
the reason
Puliel
she
was
never got the
racist.
cure, why didn't you tell anyone about it?
What's the point? Do you really think they'd actually believe me? It's not like I simply gave up either. I tried to give the medicine to her medical specialist. However, that was a waste of time as well. We angels have our own way of treating ailments. What a great doctor indeed.
Is that true?
Jupi, you sure seem to have a knack for eavesdropping.
Wow.
I am terribly sorry. I did not intend to do such a thing. I was simply unable to find a good time to enter.
Seriously, I never intended for you to hear about this. You're second on my list of people I didn't want to find out.
Second?
So, Puliel's remedy was completed then?
Yes. However, Puliel died, and her younger brother is no longer here either. Since now's a good opportunity, I decided to dispose of it.
Why? Why did you not tell me the truth?
If I told you the truth, I knew you'd believe me. However, in that case, would you have been able to come to terms with your childhood friend's death?
Huh?
She died because she didn't want to accept a cure that was created by a devil. What would you have thought of your childhood friend then?
That... Miss Ariel, do you perhaps care about us? But in this case, you chose to take on the role of the bad guy.
I didn't take on the role. I am the bad guy. It's not like I want to be one. I've just embraced it, since that's what I am regardless.
I am sorry. I said something horrible to you without even knowing the truth.
I don't want you to misunderstand. I thought it would just make things worse, so I didn't say anything I didn't have to.
Even though Ariel says that, honestly, I think she just didn't want to increase the number of people who would be unhappy knowing the truth. Ariel said that Jupiter was the second person she didn't want to find out. The first would probably be Rakiel.
Miss Ariel, I have misjudged you. In truth, you are...
Hold it. Don't tell me an angel is going to say a devil is a good person. If your admirable sister finds out, she's gonna cry. Now then, Jupy, it's fine already. I'm just gonna dispose of it. I don't want you to get in my way. This medicine died with Puliel, so I'm going to dispose of it. It no longer has a purpose.
Regarding that medicine, will you send it over to Puliel?
What do you have in mind? It's not like Puliel has a grade, you know. After all, she was absorbed by the engine core.
That medicine contains the essence of magical power, so you will be able to send it to the engine core. At least to where Puliel is.
Such a fairy tale-like idea. Oh well, that wouldn't be a waste. It would at least make my efforts a little more worthwhile.
Also, Miss Ariel, let me consider this as well. What are angels? What are devils? I would like to examine this one more time.
Hey now, that's quite a daring declaration coming from the commander's sister. You're in the midst of a war. That could be treason.
I am grateful for your warning. However, it is strange to hear that coming from you.
You're exactly right. You sure talk big.
Their exchange of banter didn't have any ill will. Rather, it feels like they're building a brand new relationship.
So this is the engine core.
Yes. In order to contribute to Celestia, it has been decided that all angels who die in Celestia would be brought here.
So all angels who died, including Meliel and Puliel, are sleeping here.
Now then.
Ariel takes out the medicine bottle and holds it up to the engine core. The bottle is enveloped in light. The light gradually gets stronger until it becomes a glaring sphere of light. From that ball, smaller globes of light, the size of fireflies, start flying towards the engine core. One after another, as if the firefly lights are being absorbed, they get incorporated into the engine. Even though it's supposed to be a place of mourning, I can't help but feel impressed by such a fantastic sight.
Puliel.
At that moment, Jupio silently offers a prayer. Her earnest expression shows her sorrow for her friend who had died from an illness. On the other hand, Ariel silently stares at the medicine bottle as it disappears from her expression. I can't tell what she's thinking. But we had actually heard her true heart, what she felt, what had hurt her, and what she thought when she made that medicine. The balls of light near her hand gradually get smaller as the last firefly light flies away. The bottle vanishes without a trace. After witnessing such a sight, we leave the engine core.
So this is the Omni Magic Refinery. Not even one guard to be found. Something is definitely strange. This does not match Lady Mariel's information.
Are you assassins from Celestia?
You are... You must be a devil as well! I shall cut you down! Wait! He is not someone we can contend with!
You're good. You must be a warrior of pretty high standing, even in Celestia. However, you're still naive.
There's no way we can win! We must hurry and tell Lady Mariel!
Despite the fact that you're a warrior, are you going to run? You're not even worth chasing after.
Ah!
Hey, you bastard! Why are you letting him go?
I have no interest in those who have lost the will to fight. All I yearn for is to fight against the strong.
I never asked you to do something like that, dumbass! How many times do I gotta explain this? What are you, chicken or something? Your job is to massacre every damn angel! Just throw all your principles, stances, and bullshit in the trash! Seriously, if you keep this up, you're gonna get your ass handed to you by that god created in Celestia.
I see. So God has finally descended for them as well.
That's basically the idea. Apparently, Ariella Garrier has really done it this time. That friggin' traitor! I'm gonna give her a real beating once we get her back.
I need nothing else. All I want is to face the strong. If I were to face Celestia's god, we shall be a worthy opponent. That will be the next target for Hien Inugami.
Hien Inugami. He said as well. So is he the god of like the devils? Like people? That's what it looks like. The howling raging beast. Alright. We'll see the start of this and then I'll end it off once I get control.
Decide to yearn for power?
Yeah. I want to become stronger. So that I can save anyone suffering in front of me.
Then build your power. Still haven't shown your true value. The power is sleeping inside you. Just gotta awaken it.
Power that's sleeping inside of me?
Right.
There's still more power that's asleep. And if I can dig up that power, that would mean I can become even stronger.
Good progress. Very good progress.
Progress? What do you mean?
Your gear of destiny. Very good progress. Working without delay.
What are you talking about?
Gain more power. I want you to become a splendid god. Okay then. See you later.
Mission 4, the Howling Raging Beast.
I'm gonna try and build up a storage off screen. Once they let me actually control though. Morning. I decide to sneak out early so that I can train at the plaza. Train so that I can become stronger. So that I can gain more power. This is the only thing I can think of to do to try to get stronger. As someone who's never thought about becoming stronger, nor has ever joined any school clubs, I have no idea how to get stronger. I repeatedly do everything Jupil taught me, over and over again, to make myself stronger, if only by a little bit.
Well, if it isn't Kamikaze, what are you doing at this early hour?
Speaking of everything I learned, it was only the basics of training to develop one's physical strength in proper form.
Hey! Are you listening to me?
I've heard that the basics are always important, but this is so irritating. I want a concrete feeling that I'm getting stronger. What should I do in order to get stronger?
Hey, Kamikaze! Look at me!
Oh, Ariel. Sorry, I didn't know you were here.
Well, you should have. I called your name, but you didn't respond. So I thought your auditory nerves may have necrotized.
Sorry, I was so focused I just didn't notice you.
So, what in the world happened? Sneaking out of the room this early in the morning? It's not time for your usual training.
The only people who just do what they're told are those who lack motivation.
Ooh, it's hard to imagine that coming from someone who's usually completely passive. Such a dramatic change. What in the world happened?
Are you making fun of me? You are, aren't you?
Oh no, nothing like that. I just want to know what caused your mental variation.
I want to become stronger right away. I want to have an enormous amount of power. Far more than I have right now. I can't bear to see anyone else die in front of me just because I'm not strong enough.
I see. So that's basic.
But I don't have time to use normal means. The enemy won't wait for me to get stronger. I need more power, quicker than usual. Ariel, do you know any good training regimens?
If there is a way to bring out the power of the Fate Awakening crystal by strengthening the body, I'd be extremely interested to find out.
Really? Then help me out.
Fine. However, my training isn't as naive as Jupi's. You better be prepared.
Yeah, of course.
May heaven protect you.